Perfect. Well, welcome everyone. I am so excited to feature our guest speaker, Rachel Kalil. She is actually someone that I went to high school with. We grew up in the same town, so we've known each other way before Beachbody. So it's kind of cool to have you on the team call tonight. And Rachel is killing it, guys. So she is a 3-star lifetime coach. She is a Success Club 5 All-Star, so she's earned Success Club 5 or higher for at least the last 12 months in a row. And get this, she is a 6-figure earner, which is incredible. I know there are some newer coaches on this call, so to even just hear that number, I'm sure you're like, what? But it is truly amazing, and it's a direct reflection of the kind of coach Rachel is and the kind of team that she has built. So she's really going to focus tonight on how she built her business for income versus rank, and how she focused on attracting quality coaches into her organization, more so than quantity. So I am just going to pass it over to you, Rachel, because I know you have so much awesome things to say. So thank you so much for talking on our call.
Thank you, and thanks for having me. Hi, Evan and Teresa. It's fun seeing some familiar faces, takes a little bit of the pressure off. But I'm so excited. Thanks for having me on your call tonight. It's crazy kind of hearing those accolades come back at you, because people don't just sit there and tell you what you are every single day. So it's definitely kind of cool to sit back and say, oh my God, I have accomplished some things within the Beachbody world. But it hasn't always been that way for me. And I'm going to get into all of that stuff. But before I do that, I always think it's so important to kind of know who the person I was before Beachbody, because obviously this business has completely changed my life, but life wasn't always like that. And honestly, I mean, Jenna knows a lot of my history. Nothing really crazy has happened in my life. And it's so weird, because for such a long time in coaching, I always thought like something terrible had to happen to me in order for me to be successful. Like, how crazy thinking or thought process is that? Also, mind you, I make up my own words. I probably should have said that before. Just go with the flow. So I grew up in a small town in New Hampshire. My family was really great for me. I worked really hard for everything that I wanted in life. I was considered the good child. I'm one of 4 of my siblings. I'm the youngest, and I'm the first one that ever went to college, that went away to college, got a degree. My siblings just didn't, it wasn't for them, which is fine. College isn't for everyone. I slightly regret going to college. I wish I never did, but because I don't use that degree, and I put myself in so much debt, which again, I'll get into in a little bit. But at the young age of, God, how old was I? 17 or 18? 18 years old. I decided to pack up the little things that I have and decided to move 7 states away to Maryland, to follow my boyfriend, which at that time, like, it's kind of crazy for a young girl to just move like completely to nowhere to go be with her boyfriend, who's now my husband. So it was a good move. But that's kind of like the mentality that I've always had. If I just have this gut feeling, I kind of just really go for it, and I don't look back. And there was definitely a lot of people that doubted me in that time and place in my life, and thought that I would be home in 2 months, and thought that I was kind of that crazy girlfriend that went and followed her boyfriend. And maybe I was, but it totally made me the person that I am today. So we ended up getting married in 2015. I was only 23 years old. He was 23. At that age, like, no 23-year-old really has any business getting married at that young age. I should have not. I mean, whatever, it's fine. We're happily married now. But so my husband is in the military, and no one prepared me for life in the military. I don't know if anyone in here is a military spouse or has a family member that's in the military, but no one prepares you for that lifestyle. Like, you just cannot no matter what, there's no preparation for it. So I just dove into it with 2 feet and had no idea what to expect. Little did I know that any shot of a career was out the window for me, because we're constantly moving. We have no say into where we want to live. It's your say is either East Coast, West Coast, overseas, or Hawaii. That's the the span that you get. So any shot of a career for me kind of just was gone. And I'm an independent person. I've always grew up very independent. I worked hard for myself, and I've never had to depend on somebody else to pay my bills. And there came a time in our early marriage where my husband had to take over my student loan bills. And I'm going to get into this in a minute, in a little bit later. But that was one of the hardest things that I ever had to accept, because he didn't go to school for my degree. He didn't get my degree. That was me. I took out all of those loans and put myself in that debt, but yet he was so willing to just take that over without even questioning it. I mean, we barely had money. I wasn't working. So for him to do that was something that I just never wanted to be in that situation, or have that feeling ever again in my life. So naturally, Beachbody came into my lap at the most perfect time. Little did I know. And I had no idea what I was doing. So I started coaching in January of 2014. I did it because I couldn't find a job, because I had no purpose. I had no passion. I had no goals. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. I was so sick of the stereotypical military spouse, just have kids and raise your kids and do all of that. I didn't want that life. I wanted to become independent myself. I wanted to do something for myself, right? So I started coaching in January 2014, and I haven't looked back since. I'm here now. It's been an incredible journey, to say the least. And I actually said no to it in December of 2013, because I couldn't afford it, because I wasn't working. So I ended up putting it on a credit card. But right from the bat, right off the bat, when I started coaching, I was never that kind of, I was that kind of coach that just did exactly what I was told, because I really didn't know what I was getting into. So my upline, Liz Harkey, would say, okay, hit Emerald now. And so I was like, okay, what do I got to do that? And I would hit Emerald. And then she was like, okay, now set your diamond date. And I was like, diamond, okay, what the hell is that? Like, how do I do that? So, I just did everything that she told me. And there came a point in my business after I achieved diamond in April or May. I can't actually remember. I think it was May. She asked me the question that I'm going to ask you guys. And that question, and I don't want you to answer this until you become a diamond coach, because realistically, it doesn't matter until you become a diamond coach, because you can't really achieve your big, audacious goals sitting at it as an emerald coach. You have to think bigger than that. So once I hit diamond, and it was like the chronic Beachbody coach. On Thursday, I would be like, oh my God, I want to be a star diamond. I want to be a 5-star diamond. I want to be 10-star. Like, I'm pushing for star diamond. That's what I'm going to do. And then I would be so excited about rank Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, I was like, okay, I'm going to push for income now. So the question that I ask of you is, what are you building your business for? Are you building it for rank, or are you building it for income? And there's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. It's whatever you want to build your business for. And that's what's so unique about this coaching opportunity, is I'm not going to sit here and tell you that how to run your business. Your upline's not going to tell you how to run your business. You have to know what you're working for every single day. So when I came into this opportunity, I knew that I wanted to do something financially. So my answer to that was, okay, I had to outweigh them. It wasn't an easy decision, but I had to outweigh, and I had to ask myself, what is more important to my family? What is more important to myself? And I did like a parent test. And I asked my parents, and I said, what would you think of me if I was a 5-star diamond coach or 15-star diamond coach? And they were like, I don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, can you describe their 3-star diamond coach? Like, I literally asked them, I was like, can you describe my rank right now? They had no idea. And I said, okay, what if I make 6 figures and pay off all my debt? And they were like, oh my God, that's incredible. So that was kind of like okay, I'm going to choose income over rank, because at the end of the day, outside of Beachbody world, nobody really understands what your rank means. We all understand and we know how incredible it is. But at the end of the day, it's the income I knew that was going to change my life 10 times. So from that moment on, I never looked up from that goal. I set my goals of getting out of debt. I set my goal of paying off my credit card debt. I did that in 6 months. I set a goal, if you guys follow me, which is incredible, I officially just paid off $35,000 in student loan debt and no longer have student loans to my name. It's incredible. I posted a crazy video. Make sure you go check that out. But that was something that was my number one goal as when I came into this coaching opportunity, was to get myself out of debt. I've surpassed my husband's income. My husband's getting out of the Marine Corps in like 5 months, which is like insane to me, because when it's all said and done, it'll be 10 years that we've been in this stuff. And in 5 months, he does not have to work, because I stayed so focused and so driven towards my end goal, which was to build my business for financial freedom. He's going to work because that's what he wants to do, but he has the choice. Do you know how incredible it feels to know that you gave someone the choice whether they want to go on to another career or not? Imagine if you have a spouse or a partner or whoever. Imagine that feeling if you can bring them home, if you want to bring them home. So at the point when we decide that we want to pop out little babies, he doesn't have to work. That's going to be a couple years, don't worry. He doesn't have to work. He can be home with me. And that was my vision, and that was my dream. And was it hard every Thursday when you wake up and you see everybody rank advancing in their businesses? Yes, it was so hard. But I kept my head down, and I knew that if I stayed on my course and just focused on my goal, that it would eventually happen. And it has happened this year, 2.5 years into this business. Imagine where your life would be if you give this business 2.5 years and you make a 6-figure income in 1 year. Your life will forever change, I promise. But I want to let you guys know that I'm not the picture perfect coach. It wasn't always an easy road for me. You heard Jenna Lee say I was Success Club 5 All-Star, but I've been coaching for 2.5 years. So that doesn't mean that I hit Success Club consistently every single month. I struggled with that in the beginning of my business. For the first 9 months of my business, I struggled with Success Club because I didn't really fully understand what that meant for my business. In October of 2014, I decided to go for it. And again, when I set myself a goal, I am so focused on that one goal. I don't care about anything else in this world or in this business. I'm just so driven towards that goal. And I think that's what sets me apart from a lot of different coaches, is that when I give myself a goal that's going to reflect myself, I'm so focused and driven on that. And I don't give up. I know that it's going to take time. And that's such an important thing in this business, is just having patience. Don't give yourself 6 months from now, whether you started maybe if you started yesterday or today. Don't give yourself a time limit as to when this business is going to work for you. Don't be here 6 months from now. Don't be here a year from now. Be here 3 years from now and see how much your life has changed. See what this business can do. See where it can take you. Just freaking dream and live, right? So let me get back to my notes. So I want to talk about because you're probably like, okay, this is really cool, but how the hell did you actually do this? And to me, like I said, I'm not a strong Success Club numbers person. I struggle reaching Success Club still to the month. I'm at SC4, but I promise you, I'm so confident I will lock it in by the end of this month. There's no doubt in my mind that I won't do it, because I do the daily things I need to do every single day. So I focus on the quality of people that I bring into this business. And I'm going to talk a little bit more kind of how I lost sight of that at the beginning of this year, because I lost sight of my goals and I got off course of my track. So I don't really push myself to go to SC 20 in my business. I know that if I help 3 people, and if I continue to share from my heart, if I continue to share my struggles and how I've overcome those struggles and what this business has done for my life, that I know people will they'll be attracted to me no matter what. And I think that I've proven that. I have sponsored 30 personally sponsored coaches in my downline. In my personally sponsored downline, I have over 3,000 coaches in my total downline. Guys, that speaks measures. That means that I find leaders. So how do I find leaders? By sharing my vision, sharing my mission, sharing what I've done. If you haven't done anything, just share my health and fitness journey, because that's inspiring enough. So I always share that. That's something that I never let go of my business, is I'm just sharing myself. And people want to join you, what you're doing. People want to see what you're doing. They want to be a part of that. Because if you think about it, in the corporate world, we're constantly surrounded by negative people all the time, right? But if we bring ourselves into the Beachbody world, we're all positive. We all want each other to succeed. So share that. How could you not want to be a part of this? This is crazy. So one of the things that helps me with the quality over quantity is I completely define that numbers game. So you hear a lot of top coaches especially say that it's a numbers game, that this business is a numbers game, that you have to recruit 20 people to have 5 stay on and 1 to pop diamond. That may be true for them, but that's not true for me. I really focus on what that person wants. Why did they come to me saying that they wanted to be a coach? What is it that they want out of this world? I use Beachbody as the vehicle to see that bigger vision, to see that bigger purpose, because that's what it's done for me. It's not about bringing on 20 people hoping one will get it. It's bringing on 3 people every single month and nurturing the shit out of those 3 people, believing in those 3 people, telling them that they can do it. Because how many times before Beachbody were you told that you could do something or that you could achieve something? Probably not many. And then you come into your online office every single day or your team pages, and you're constantly being told that you can do it, and that someone's believing in you, and that someone's supporting you and pushing you. So that's how I nurture my leaders, is I tell them every single day is I believe in them. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish with your life? Not what you want to accomplish with Beachbody. Let's look beyond that. What do you want your life to look like? One of my top coaches, Natalie Bailey, she's just like a spitting image of what my downline is like. She had this huge why one day. Her very first call with me, what her why was to raise a business successfully so that she could bring a baby into this world. And this year, like 2 months ago, I don't even know if it's been that long, she had her first baby. And like, she's living her dream every single day. So when I talk about bringing in quality coaches, guys, I'm talking about really digging in and like creating that vision for them. What is it that they want? Because it's so much more than rank. And at the end of the day, it's so much more than income when you can change someone's life so much like that. So the power of duplication is something that I focus on highly. How do I do that? I let my coaches that want to work this business be leaders. I do not babysit my coaches at all. If they want to go off and create their own team page, I highly encourage it. I don't get all butthole hurt when I don't have like 30 coaches on my team calls. I'm excited for the ones that show up. I give them great content, and I let my leaders lead their own team calls, because that's how they're going to step up as a leader, is being their own leader. I give them that option to be a leader, right? I just read this in my personal development book, and it's, to be a good leader, you have to give back your leadership. And that's something that I think I do a really good job, is I let them do the things. If they come to me and say that they want to create a new system and they want to do this, I don't say, well, you shouldn't plug them into mine. Mine's better. No, go off and do your own. Go ahead. Do whatever makes you happy. I don't care. Do what you think is going to help your coaches and your teams, because at the end of the day, that's what I want, is for you to do that. So, let me see. Oh, and one of the last things that I want to say is to have patience with your coaches. Working with those that you want that are willing to work with you. And I know that's something that's so hard. Something that I've noticed in my business is every 6 months, I will find a rock star coach. And I don't know why that's the trend of my business. I bring on coaches, every single month, but it seems like every 6 months, someone just gets it and they see it and they've been following me for a while and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. And they just come in and they take off. And that has been such a turning point for my business, is having the patience to know that every 6 months, someone's going to come around and they're going to rock this business. And I'm going to encourage them and I'm going to be here for them. I'm going to answer every single question that they want. And I'm going to help them see their vision and craft their vision. And one of the last things I want to leave you with before we open it up for questions, because if you guys have specific questions about placement and volume, I will absolutely do that. I just don't want to confuse the living crap out of you because it can get so confusing, is I see so many coaches get so discouraged, especially on my team, about the opinions of others. And something that I kind of drilled into their head, and I hope that this is something that you can take away with, is other people's opinions don't pay your bills. So that was something that I had to swallow. Like when I was first starting to post and share my journey on social media, and, we all overcome that battle of that fear of what people might think. I had to tell myself every single day that they're not paying my bills. So why am I going to let their judgment affect what I'm doing? Because at the end of the day, I just paid off my freaking student loans. I don't know if you heard me say that before, but I just did. And they're still sitting there in debt, like with their negative comments. But I'm living my dream. I'm living this incredible life. I'm doing these incredible things because I stayed true to who I was and I stayed the course. And I knew that those people that have the opinions, they don't matter to me, because they're not paying my bills. I don't have any more bills to pay, which is cool too. Sorry, I'm so excited. I just did that. So I want you guys to really, if you ever have a hater or if you have some people negative, think about that. They're not paying your bills, so who cares? Why are we letting that affect us, right? Does anyone have specific questions about volume or rank or how I did volume? I didn't want to go too much because I didn't know if there's super new people and it really can get confusing, but I'd be more than happy to talk about that if you guys want me to.
I have a couple of questions. So I'm a diamond coach as well. I need to be going full-time with this. Can you guys hear me, or is there crazy reverb? Okay. I am going to be going full-time with this opportunity by no later than April of this coming year. I've been really steadily making an income of about $1,000 to $1,100 a month, which is great. It has been super, it pays our mortgage every month, which is phenomenal. But I can't seem to get past that point, and I have amazing rock stars that are on this call, and I'm hitting SC10 every month. I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to be doing, and I just can't. I'm not sure where the disconnect is for me. So I'm wondering if you have any tips on, if you were ever stuck at that point, how you got past it, or maybe how you would strategize to get to the point. Because at this point, yes, being 2-star would be great and all that, but I need the income. So.
Yeah, no, and I think that's something that a lot of us can relate to too, is that we're like, okay, my income's kind of steady. It's not really growing as fast as I would want it to, but do I put rank over that? And honestly, the way I see rank is a benchmark in my business. I kind of see it as, okay, that's the next goal that I need to achieve in order to grow my business income-wise. And yes, I have definitely been in that situation where I'm like, it's just like this, and it's not going up as fast as I can. Especially this year actually my income has kind of been very steady, which I had to think back to why that was, because my second year into this business, I had a 500% growth, and it was because of the 21-day fix launch, because that basically changed the name of Beachbody. And we haven't had a launch as big as the 21-day fix yet. Hopefully Core Force will do that for us. But you have to kind of think about that too. So income might be steady. So the thing that I would work on is patience. If you're hitting Success Club 10 and you're bringing in new coaches into the network and coaches are rocking it, like you say, the biggest thing is patience. Working with them, like really digging into their whys and what they want out of the business, and then your business is going to grow. Let them be the leaders. Let them develop. Let them get to diamond. Help them get to diamond, because that is going to transform your business. Is not when you can have just diamonds in your downline, but you can have star diamonds in your downline. I think I have 5 star diamonds in my downline, which is the power of duplication. So I don't just help my coaches get to diamond. I'm pushing them beyond diamond. I push them to pass me in rank, because I think that would be so cool. So staying patient, doing a big team volume push. So something that will really help generate volume, and I'm sure you're probably going to do this with Core to Force, is get your entire team involved in a challenge or into a program, and do the program together. So every couple of months or every quarter, I will do a team-wide 3-day refresh, and that boosts the crap out of volume so that everyone in the team gets the volume for that, which, generates more income. And then it does a couple other things. You all do a program together and you all get results together that you can share. So it does a bunch of things. So that's something that you can definitely work at. But I would definitely keep pushing for 2-star. Set 2-star as a goal, but know by achieving 2-star, it's only going to help you grow financially. And you're going to get to a time or a point in your business too, where you might be making a significant amount of income and you might have to rank advance. That actually happened to me. I was capping out in my team cycles. So I physically had to rank advance in order to continue to earn money. I know, which is like not a bad problem to have, but when I saw the amount of money I was losing, it was not a good problem to have. Does that help answer your question a little bit? Hopefully.
That does, thanks. I made a big push to grow my team and get the quality people on my team, and I've got amazing rock stars that are on this call. The team has never been stronger, and I've never felt a stronger community, which is absolutely amazing, and I love having these women every day to turn to. It's just sometimes it's frustrating when I'm trying to tell them, like, trust the process, it's going to work. And it's not that I'm making an insignificant income, because I know tons of people that would kill to have that in addition to a full-time income or even by itself. It's just at the point where, I want more.
Yeah, no, and you should always want more too. And that's a really good thing to want, is to continue to grow in your business, because at the end of the day, that's going to keep growing your business. But my opinion would be, don't just stop at diamond. If you can create leaders underneath you, girl, that is the power of the duplication. Create star diamond coaches underneath you. Help them craft their vision. Help them understand why they're here and what they're working towards. Let them know that they can become full-time coaches in 2 years if that's their goal. They can stay at home with their kids. They can do literally whatever they want to do if they want this bad enough. And that's the fun part for me as a leader, is I get to help craft that with my coaches. I get to say, okay, let's dream. What do you want out of this world? And sometimes people are like, I don't know, just help people get healthy and fit. No, you have to break down those walls. It's so much more than just helping people get fit. It's about changing people's life in such a significant way. And the hard thing with volume and income is that there's no set structure of how to earn a certain amount of income with this business, right? And this is why I use rank as benchmarks. So we all know how to get to diamond. It's fairly laid out easily what Beachbody wants us to do in order to achieve diamond. But if we want to earn $1,000 a week, that's a lot harder to understand and to grow. So that is why I use rank. So if I say, okay, if I can get myself to 3-star diamond, that means I have 3 diamonds underneath me that will help boost up my volume, because they're all placed on one leg, right? So on my weak leg too. So that is how I use rank to help with my volume. Does Does anyone else have any more questions?
Yes, I have tons. Well, first off, congratulations on paying off your debt. That is like amazing and huge and super inspiring. So congrats. Obviously it took a lot of hard work and like you said, crafting that vision and getting people on board with it. So I would love to know is where you're finding your coaches. Are you finding them, as you're running your challenge groups and converting them to coaches? Are you recruiting people right off the bat with a business opportunity? And also if you can share like your onboarding process. Are you running like team-wide new coach trainings every month or getting on like GSR calls? Because obviously duplication is not an issue you have. So I would love for you to talk more about that and how you're getting these people, not only the permission and like you said, you're not babysitting anyone. So I love to know how you're getting them to take this seriously and actually see the bigger vision, especially at the beginning when maybe finances aren't proving that this does work or you're not where you want to be in your business yet. How do you tell people like, do this and this can happen, because it's not guaranteed, but obviously you are, someone who's done the work and proved that it's possible. But for other people on, that are on this call that are still working, I'm still working. I'm not where I want to be yet. So, yeah, please share where you're getting these awesome, amazing people from and how you're getting them started.
Okay. So you guys actually might hate me from this response. And my first 2 rock star coaches came to me. But I think that just means that I was putting the right stuff out there on social media. Like I was just sharing how excited I was about this coaching opportunity. My first coach, Natalie Bailey, who's 5-star elite, she was actually my first sign-up coach. Like signed up 3 weeks after I had signed up. I didn't even have my challenge pack yet. It got stuck in a snowstorm. So she was kind of just like my coach. We ran it together kind of thing. But then 6 months later, my second rock star coach came to me, and she came to me solely because of a challenge group. She wanted Shakeology and she wanted to be a part of that. I didn't even really talk to her about the coaching opportunity. She saw it and was like, hey, like, could I make this a thing? And she was a fellow military spouse. So I think that says how I was putting my stuff out there on social media. So I constantly talk about coaching opportunity. I try to talk about it at least 2 times a week. And I'm not just saying like, join Beachbody, join my team, it's amazing. No, I'm talking about like how I was in so much debt previous, how I've been able to get myself out of debt, where I'm going with my life. So I'm talking about the past, present, and the future in a lot of my posts. And I will like flip around or I'll hide secret words and not like secret words, but I'll like do like little crumbs into my posts too that say like, oh, it's like Wednesday afternoon and I'm going on a winery tour, like because I can, because my boss allows me, like things like that. Like I create experiences in my social media posts that people are attracted to. Because if you look back at some of my posts, like I kind of live this crazy life where I travel all the time. And my husband's allowed to travel with me. So honestly, that is how a lot of coaches come to me. What I focused on a lot this year is really honing in on my challengers. So I never had really strong success just like cold inviting somebody to like Beachbody coaching. It usually comes from my challengers. So, and that's what I focus on, like bringing in 3 people. Like I make sure that they fall in love with the products and programs before I even ask them about coaching. And this past month, I've had 2 challengers convert into coaches because they've like already lost 10 pounds. They love Shakeology. They're sharing their journey. And I say, hey, like, would you ever consider coaching? The only thing you're doing is not getting paid for it. If you guys follow, if you heard of like the Tone It Up girls or Kayla Itsins, I was just talking about this with another coach. And it's so mind blowing to me that these entrepreneurs have created such this crazy support system, and all of these girls and females have these awesome transformations, but none of them are getting paid for it, and they're doing exactly what we're doing as Beachbody coaches. So it's definitely a network that you can maybe try to crack into. But so that's what I was doing, and I was like, hey, like you're killing it, have you ever considered coaching? And 2 of them, they're like, yeah, absolutely, I already love the products, I already love Shakeology. So I really focus on making sure that they fall in love with the products and programs first, because in the past, I haven't done that, and it never works in my favor. And I've had people just completely fall off the face of the earth. And of course, that's my own mistake. So that's been my huge game changer and huge shift this second half of the year, is just really helping people fall in love with it first, because at the end of the day, they're not going to be successful. And I've learned this with other coaches too. If people come to me specifically to coaching, I almost put them on the back burner and say, like, let's work on you first and let's get you healthy first, because I don't want you coming into this opportunity expecting to like hit success right off the bat. I want you to come into this opportunity expecting to feel your best and to get on your healthy road, your health and fitness journey road. So that was part of the question. My onboarding process. So if I ever have someone interested in the coaching opportunity, the first thing I immediately do is get them on the phone or get them on a Zoom call. I think I can talk so much better, and honestly, I just don't like typing a lot out like that through Messenger. It's like exhausting. If you do it, I don't know how you do it. And I love talking to people on the phone or Zoom. Zoom's much like funner for me because I can see their face and I can like read their expressions a little bit better. But yeah, I get all of them on a Zoom or a phone, and I just talk to them and say, like, why do you think you would want to do this? What is it that you want? And I kind of help them see the bigger picture right then and there. I help them craft their vision without them really knowing it right then and there. From there, hopefully they say yes, I welcome them into the team page, and the team page is something that took me a really long time to get the culture that I wanted it to be, but it's been such an incredible year for us this year. It's like, if you look at my team, they're all exactly like me. We all have dogs. It's hilarious, and they're always on the calls with us. But they see that, and we have this huge team camaraderie. When we welcome a new person, there's, everybody's welcoming them to the team page. And I do have a 7-day quick start for all my new coaches. So what I do is I go at their pace. So I first send them a welcome email that has a coach questionnaire. I wait for them to send that back to me in order to start the 7-day quick start. So and I tell them right from the beginning that I work at your pace. So if you want to go 100% with this, I'm right there running right beside you. But if you only want to give like 50 to 75, that's all I'm going to give back to you, because I'm not putting my energy into someone that doesn't really get this business instead of putting my energy into a coach that really wants to run this business. So what I do is I do it through an email system. It's just my email. I send them day 1. They have a call to action. They send me back. Once I get day 1 back, they get day 2. And I don't do that until they send me back something. That helps kind of create that accountability, and it really helps create that, okay, she means seriousness business. And then once they finish that, my team, so I've paired up with 5 other leaders on my team that I picked. So I looked at my downline and I said, okay, who's producing, who's hitting Success Club, who's, achieving Diamond, who's bringing on coaches every single month. I paired up with them, and we came up with a 3-week coach basics that we all do. And it was super simple. We all did 3 posts each. It's only 21 days. So it makes the workload a lot easier. And that's something that we do. We plug them into. What was your last question? Do you remember?
I think you answered the majority of it. But I would love if you could share your resources. I would love to take a look at it and share with my coaches. So please, not to put you on the spot or anything, but please share with us if you could, if you don't mind. And I love that you do work with your other leaders to kind of delegate the work and share it. And that way everyone's showing face. I've been doing that a lot with our team now, like running our challenge groups and stuff, it's not just like me, running the whole challenge group. Like, I'm asking other coaches on the team to help out with it. So that way everyone kind of steps up and feels like they have a position and, have a job and a responsibility to show up. But I think it's great that you're getting on the phone with people. I'm an introvert, and I used to be super shy, and I still am. but I've definitely come out of my shell, and I think getting on a phone with someone and talking to them, they can definitely hear your excitement and your enthusiasm a lot more than just like texting or messaging back and forth. So I would just love to, I guess, what else is I gonna ask? Sorry, I'm like, oh my gosh, my mind is going like a million miles an hour right now. Okay, so I asked you if it's where you're finding your people. Are you like on a like page? Are you just using like your personal page and your friends on there to find new people and connect? Because I think that's another thing that people feel like they've run out of people to talk to. So if you have any tips on that, and if you are using a like page, are you investing any money into it, like boosting ads or, sponsoring ads, getting your like page to more eyeballs? We'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, I'll definitely, I'll send Jenna Lee all of my my 7-day quick start and everything. And
Thank you.
I have an outline of the coach basics that I can send her to. So I'll send her all of that, and then she can share with you guys. So for social media, I tried a like page. I'm terrible at it. I think if you can stay consistent with it, and if you can really hone in on your market, absolutely go and run for it. I've totally have paid for ads in the past, and they don't work for me. And I know a lot of people do say that they struggle with finding people. Facebook allows us to have 5,000 friends. So until I can reach that max capacity, I don't feel like I've ran out of people. I'm constantly, part of my do or die things every single day is invite 3 to 5 people, friend request 10 people, and connect with 10 people. That is those are the non-negotiables. I cannot go to bed until I do those 3 things if I don't get anything else done in my business. So how I find friends, I will go, and if someone just added me, I'll actually go to their page, and I'll go to their people you may know section, and I'll click to see who I might know between me and that new person that just added me. And then I specifically stay away from people that are mutual friends with other Beachbody coaches. So Jenna Lee and I think we have 500 mutual friends, just because we're from the same hometown and we have a lot of the same network, which is totally fine. But people are going to relate to me and relate to her based off of who she is and her story, and the same thing with me. So we've only ran into a couple of problems, people talking to both of us, but that's such a simple thing to deal with, because all you do is you just message your coach and say, hey, this person's messaging me. They said they talked to you. And we're like, okay, got it. Don't worry. Or I'm like, take them. I don't want them. No, just kidding. What was it? So I look for people that do not have mutual friends with other Beachbody coaches, because chances are they're already following them. They already know what they're about. If there's 2 coaches, maybe I'll send a friend request, but I tend to stay away from that just because I want new people. So until I run out of that, or I come close to that 5,000 max, I'm going to look at a different social media outlet, only because Facebook has been my main source of success for me. And I've tried other things, but honestly, it just takes my focus off of what I'm good at and what I know. I know how to post to people on Instagram. On Facebook. I know what times I need to post. I know how to post. When I need to be vulnerable. Instagram, I think, is very different, where it's just short word things that I'm trying to play with now, and I'm slowly starting to grow. So when I do hit that maximum capacity, hopefully my Instagram will slowly be on the works of growing. So right now I have 2,500 friends on Facebook, so I still have 2,500 friends to go for. So that's my main social media outlet. And yeah, I don't do ads. I don't do a like page. I just do Facebook because it's what I'm good at. I don't get distracted. So I think as Beachbody coaches, I think we get so distracted. Once we hit a certain point in our businesses, we take off our new coach hat and put on a different hat for some reason. And we think that we need to create all of these systems and create all of this stuff in order to be successful. And personally, I think it just takes us away from what we know, what works best. We came into this business to get healthy, to share that, to hopefully inspire some people. And then when we hit these ranks and benchmarks in our business, it's we have to try to reinvent the wheel. But don't do that. Don't get distracted by that. If you hit a certain rank or if you move up in your business, that doesn't mean you have to change anything that you're doing. That means you're doing exactly what you should be doing. So keep doing that. Don't get distracted by all the fluff. I hear so many coaches have like Teamsy, I think it is, or Streak, or all of these different systems that they use. Guys, I am like super old school, and I use paper and pen and a highlighter to track everything that I do. That's the system that I really use. I don't have anything crazy. I have like 5 notebooks, actually. I need to be a little bit more organized.
Thank you for sharing. I actually thought of another question. Being so young and being so successful, before you started getting those like super high paychecks and stuff, how did you like gain that confidence and that credibility of people like taking you seriously and taking like the fact that you're doing this seriously? Because I think a lot of us struggle with that a lot of our friends are young, they are, broke, or use the excuse that they're broke. They're either right out of college or still, finding their way in their careers and having that extra money to do like fun stuff, even though this is, an investment in your health and fitness. So it shouldn't be in that category. But a lot of people our age especially use those excuses so easily. So I don't know if maybe you tapped into an older market and those are like the people that you have part of your team, or how did you find those people, or I guess talk about it on your social media in a way that people knew that like this was legit and that you were going somewhere with this before you were actually like super successful with it, if that makes sense?
Yeah. So my team and like the people that I have attracted are all similarly around my age. Like I think the oldest on my personally sponsor is like 29. I'm 27. And so we're all like right around that age group. So realistically, I just spoke to my experiences. So I went to college, I put myself in a ton of debt, and I just knew I was going to get myself out of debt somehow. And I honestly share that. I didn't start with the student loan debt. I started with my credit card debt. So I would say like, oh my God, or one of the things I remember so specifically in like March of 2014, so just a couple months into coaching, because of the income or the extra income, it was only like $500 that month that I had made in the month of March. But because of that, my husband and I were able to go travel to Michigan to our cousin's wedding. So it was things like that I would share. Like or another time we made enough money, or it wasn't crazy, guys. It was like probably less than what you're making now. But we were able to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina to go visit his brother that was on vacation. It was like sharing those little experiences, like that extra $100, being able to pay for groceries without putting it on my credit card. I would share those things. And yeah, it's embarrassing to kind of talk about that, but the people that I was talking to completely knew exactly what I was talking about, because they were in such that same situation where they were just as broke as me. I talked about how I put my challenge pack on a credit card. I talked about how previously, like 2 months before, I bought another goddamn product that didn't work, that cost twice as much as what Beachbody costs. And then I asked my husband, hey, can I borrow like another $200 to buy T25 and Shakeology? Luckily, he said yes. But I shared those things. So that little money that I was making, or the $40 I made from a challenge pack that I got paid that week, that was my gas tank that I was able to share. Those little things that we get so drawn away with where we're not at yet. Like, oh, I can't share my income because I'm not making $500 a week, or I'm not making X amount of dollars. You can share your income, because that income, no matter how much you make at this point in time in your business, is still something to that person that doesn't have that dollar amount. So you have to think about it that way, right? So I couldn't afford groceries I literally had to put them on my credit card, because in military you get paid twice a month, and I went grocery shopping before we got paid, and I couldn't afford that. So I actually haven't talked about that in a while, and I'm going to. But now I share how I can shop at Whole Foods. I love Whole Foods. How I can now shop at a grocery store that I love and I can feed my family better because of the income that I've been able to make. It doesn't have to be some crazy amount of number. Just be excited that you're making something. If you're not making something, sell more challenge packs. Just kidding. Kind of.
I actually have a question for you. We're throwing all these questions at you. I love it. So I think that one of the key things that you mentioned was working with the willing, and also the idea of patience, because I think especially as newer coaches, if we have someone that comes onto our team and they express interest in coaching, we like grasp onto them and like want with all of our heart for them to be successful and crush it with this business. But the truth is, not everyone's going to come in and take off like that. So I loved how you said that you started keeping people accountable right from that 7-day quick start. But how else do you keep your coaches accountable if they're telling you, you know, they want to build this amazing business, but perhaps aren't doing the things that it takes to build it, or are showing up sometimes and not the rest of the times? Like, how do you sort of deal with those coaches on your team?
So actions to me speak way louder than words. I've had so many coaches tell me in the past, like, they just want to crush this business, or they want to do all of these things, and then they like go off the grid for a week and then they come back. So I let them kind of prove themselves to me. So for the coaches that say they want it, if they understand Success Club after having that conversation, I don't even say the word Success Club to my new coaches. I'll say, okay, if you can find and help 3 people, I'll walk you through how to sign up your first person, and that will pay for your Shakeology. So I'm not kind of putting, because I think because I had a journey with Success Club myself, and I put a lot of pressure on myself, I'm not telling them about Success Club because I don't want them to have that pressure or feel that pressure. But if I say, hey, if you can find 3 people to join you and join your next challenge group that I co-run with them, that way they're kind of doing it without even doing it. You know what I mean? Like, they're achieving their goals without even knowing they're achieving the goals. And when they do achieve Success Club, I shout them out from the rooftops, which gets them so excited. They get that call with Carl, they get success starters, they get all the recognition. So that really helps with new coaches, bringing them in and keeping them really excited and keeping to their course. And then we talk about, okay, you just hit Emerald. We talk about what that did for their business. Now what is the next step? And it really builds that momentum for them. And then the coaches that just don't show up, I just move on. All my coaches know that it sounds kind of really harsh that I'm like, I just kind of leave them. They always know I'm here and to support them, but they know that if they're not going to show up, I'm not going to show up for them. So it's a very clear, I tell them from the beginning. I'll check in with them every month, every couple weeks, depending on what the situation is. I have a girl that kind of, she was a chronic, I'm going to do all of these big things, never really did them, fell off the face of the earth for like 6 months, and she just texted me like the other day saying she wants to come back. So I'm always here for them, and they always know that. And of course, I'm ready for her to do this. And I think the hardest thing for us coaches is that we see so much potential in people before they see it in themselves. So it's that fine balance of nurturing them, showing them the potential, hoping that they'll just understand it and go for it, and then work with the ones that do. And then you have to stay patient with, continuing to share your story and to share your journey, and just know that the right person will see the right post at the right time. I think everything happens for a reason. I think we're all here for a specific reason. There's no, it's just crazy. Like, the people on your team, we're all supposed to be exactly where we are at this point and at this moment in our life. Like, you're supposed to be on this call because you're supposed to hear something that I said to you tonight. I don't know what it is, but it's just supposed to be that way. So the right people will hear your message. And you probably have heard this, but it takes 7 times for somebody to actually like have it click with them. So if you're just talking about the coaching opportunity once a month, it's going to take them 7 months to actually connect, actually to like figure it out and want to go. That's why we stay consistent with your posts, stay consistent with sharing the business opportunity. There's 3 things that I typically share about. It's my health journey, it's something about the coaching opportunity, and it's my dogs. Those are literally, and my husband. So 4. Those are all I talk about on social media. But people know that when they come to me, they know I have 2 crazy dogs, and they know that I'm a crazy dog person. They know that I'm a Beachbody coach because I constantly talk about how Beachbody has changed my life. They know that I'm on my health and fitness journey because I'm constantly, especially lately, I'm talking about how I've been on this crazy journey with my health journey. My husband. I was like, what was the last one? And they know that I'm married to a Marine and military life and all that good stuff. So people, when they come to my page, they know that. I don't know how I just got on that topic.
I don't know, but it was great. I have one last question, and then if anyone else has a question, I'd love for them to open it up. If not, we'll wrap it up because we have been on the phone for an hour and I don't want to take up too much of your time. But advanced placement, not everyone understands what that is. If you could just briefly, I guess, share like your tips of something you would tell maybe like a newer coach or maybe someone who just hit diamond on how to, make the next moves of strategically choosing, their next coaches. And also, for you and your organization, like, was it just by luck that you placed your 2 like first Rockstar Diamond, coaches on that weak leg, and that's what helped your volume grow, or was it like thought out, planned out kind of thing?
No, it was by accident. And I sat at 1-star diamond coach for a really long time because I refused to grow my strong leg because I didn't want another coach on that because of how strong it was. So I kind of like, it was like a really hard pill to swallow because I had 2 diamonds, but in Beachbody, I was only recognized for having 1 because, for 2-star, you need a diamond on each leg. But I refused because that wasn't my goal, was to be recognized for a 3-star. It was to build my income for volume. So I just kind of like bit the bullet for a good 1.5 years until I finally had to put someone on that leg. And like, that was a really hard thing for me to do because I had to strategically think about the people I was talking to, and it was saying, okay, if I put you on this leg, like, are you going to actually work the business, or are you going to like not work the business? Because this is like a really hard thing to do. Luckily, my girl on my, sitting on my, or 2 girls on my right leg are killing it and work the business. So for advanced placement, this is if you're a diamond and above. If you're not at diamond, just kind of like tone me out for a minute because it's not going to make sense to you. But so all I do is work my left leg, so I work my weak leg, and then I work the inside leg of my spouse. So my spouse is on my strong leg by accident again. So also let me tell you, my legs switch. So in the beginning, my left leg was my strong leg and my right leg was my weak leg. And then they switched. My right leg became my strong, my left became my weak. So my husband was placed on my right leg, and so whenever I place people in my account, I place them on my left leg or on his left leg. So what that's doing is that's building up his income. So now I'm getting paid through him, which then gets paid through me. So I have this that I just had laying out here. So I place people on my left leg. Well, I'll do this one. Say this is my left leg. I place people on this leg, and then I place people on the inside of his leg right here, so that it generates volume so that he gets paid here, and then that goes up into me, and then all of this goes to me as well. Now, if you have a defined strong leg and weak leg, what I tell all of my new coaches, especially if they're really pushing for volume, is do a 2-to-1 ratio. So what that means is sign 2 people up on your weak leg, 1 person on your strong leg. That way you want to build insurance for your business. So you never want to get to the point where Thursday you drop rank because you don't have enough people placed on your strong leg. So that's why I always say build insurance. If you're pushing for 2-star, have like 6 to 7 coaches on that strong leg, and then load up that weak leg. Don't be afraid if it's uneven or if it looks ridiculous. I promise you it's going to benefit you in the long run. And then that way, you know, if someone drops off on your strong leg, it's okay because you have someone else there. So I always tell coaches 2 to 1, 2 to 1, 2 to 1. If you're pushing for SC5, do 4 to 1 or 3 to 2. Just load up that weak leg, because eventually what you want to do in your business is have your weak leg become your strong leg. And if you can do that, your business will explode. But that's something too that you're going to have to consider with rank, because I have like 3 diamonds right now on my weak leg, and I have 1 diamond on my right leg. So if I want to rank advance, I again have to sacrifice my right leg and put someone on that leg to become a 5-star diamond. But I really want to load up my left leg. Hopefully, I'm probably by the end of this year, I projected to have 7 diamonds on that weak leg. But that's because I load up that leg and I don't touch my right leg unless it's the inside. But yeah, so that's how I tell all my coaches to place if they're specifically going for income and if they are diamond above. Once they achieve diamond, they get a special call with me and we talk about placement, which is something kind of like a cool thing to give them to.
Dang, girl. Almost 7-star. That is like wild. That's amazing. And now I have another question. I hope you don't mind. But as far as, okay, like, so you have your new coach team, you have your onboarding process. Do you and your team run like push groups to diamonds? How are you getting them to continue building after, you know, hitting emerald, for example?
So once they hit emerald, we set a diamond date and we say, okay, this is what you're going to work for, only because that's exactly how it came to me and that's what I did. And then I make sure that they have a connection to diamond. So I never want my coaches to achieve diamond just to achieve the rank. I want them to I want it to mean something to them. So I have them have a deeper connection to that rank. And then I honestly talk further about that. I say, okay, when are we going to look at 2-star? Because so many coaches are so scared to achieve diamond in this business when realistically it's not that hard to achieve. We get in our own ways. I know a coach that did it in 11 days, which is mind-blowing to me. I mean, it took me a couple months, but I want them to think, and I say to them, you know, diamond is the starting point. So if you want to achieve all of these big goals, you have to look past diamond. You have to look at 2-star. You have to look at 5-star. My big thing is getting to 5-star right now, and that's the vision, because I know at that point my coaches will get it. So I have them look beyond the process. What was the other question? Diamond push groups. I do run diamond push groups. I do them with my success partner, and we've been doing like a bunch of different ones. So we ran a diamond push group in March to help us with summit qualifying, and we did it for a retreat. So we both held a diamond retreat for our teams, and that was something that was really cool to do, and a lot of people pushed for it, which was exciting. And then we have a lot of coaches that are at diamond and 1-star. We recently just did a push to 2-star because we want a lot of our coaches to qualify for NLC. So we just did a 3-week group like that. And it was 3 of us, and we all just came in and did live videos. But I actually encourage my diamond coaches to run their own diamond push groups. So I have about 4 diamonds right now that are running separate diamond push groups for their coaches. Because again, I want them to be seen as leaders. I don't want them to see me as a leader. I want them, and I want their coaches to see them, and I want them to know that they're doing all of these things for them. So I do push groups with my success partner, because my team, a lot of them are sitting at diamond and 1-star. We did a 2-star push, and we had a couple of them come out, so it was really cool.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Do we have any last minute questions? Because it is getting late. I think you shared that so much. I have like 4 pages of notes, though. I hope everyone else had these amazing takeaways because you rocked this call. Anybody?
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. We're good? Awesome. All right. Well, if someone can take a screenshot of this amazing call, and we all smile. And once again, thank you so much. This was awesome. I think it definitely, opened our minds to what's possible, strategy-wise, like deciding, like, let's ask you that question. Okay, rank your income, figure it out, and go for it. But at a certain point, of course, you're going to need to kind of set both as goals. But I think at the beginning, if you have big dreams and big whys, you need to work on just building that income and finding your people. And you've done an amazing job of attracting those people to you. So I'm pretty sure all of us are going to friend request you after this and start following your page and stalking you. So I hope you're ready. Katie, can you take a screenshot, or who can take a screenshot? Somebody? Okay, awesome. So everybody smile. One second. Awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to stop the recording now, and I'll upload this to YouTube, and we'll share it with you if you want to share it with your team. So thank you.
Thank you guys for having me. It was so good seeing all your faces.
Of course. We'll see you soon at Summit or on the Beachbody trip.
Yep. We'll be there.
Can't wait to meet you in real life.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.